The goal of Project 64 is to bring the pencil into the child's hand and have it be a tool that is very fluid, and they will be able to communicate and write and express themselves forever and
ever. 3 years ago, Wendy Halprin approached my teaching partner and I and asked us if we might be interested in her coming into the classroom and working with children on their fine motor skills.
Jennifer and I were talking to her one time about some ideas that she had about teaching kids how to use their fingers and pencils and how to hold those.
Take your pinchers, pinch it, pick it up.
We start out with 3 colors. We start out with a blue, a yellow, and a pink when we first begin our first lesson. We explore those colors and what they look like, what it looks like when you blend those colors, what it looks like when you press harder on the crayon or you let up on the pressure and color very lightly.
And then each week after that, with our new project that we're going to be drawing, our new design, crayons are added until all crayons have been distributed, and they have a total of 64 crayons.
And they love the names of them, things like asparagus or Granny Smith apple or wisteria.
I like the awesome colors. The awesome colors are the new colors. There's one called goldenrod, and it's kind of a yellow, red, orange, blue, purple, and pink.
You're going to draw a straight line. You can use your ruler if you want, or you can just make a straight line. I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to angle down like this. Because that's going to make the front of the bulldozer, and then I have to make a straight line down and then over between 2 spikes.
Well, this is Sydney's work from the beginning of October. We had been drawing pencils. This is about our second time we'd drawn a pencil, and you can see the control that she began her work with. And then this is a week later, she drew this pencil, and this time she has a lot of shading on it. Her mouse and her coloring and everything has really improved, so she's done a lot of improvement over those times. And you can see just how even just a week's worth of instruction has changed her control of her pencil, her perspective of drawing things.
It's going to look gorgeous. Those colors together are going to make your bulldozer just come to life.
A lot of kids come to kindergarten not being able to write their name or really even how to hold a pencil. And they learn in a very short time how to hold that pencil, how to make it move the way they want it to move.
Are you coloring so light?
What the program is really about is their fine motor skills, and developing those to give them the confidence to help them in their everyday writing, and it even flows over into their reading.
If they're not thinking about how to control their pencil, how to make those marks on the paper, where they go, and if their writing flows more smoothly, they have more time to get their creative ideas down on paper before they're lost in all the other things that they have to do on their paper. When I used to teach 2nd and 3rd grade, I would have been very pleased if I had 2nd graders coming into my classroom doing work that my kindergartners are exiting with.
Wow! Those are great! Good job! Excellent!
Some of them hold their pencil in such a way that their fingers hurt after a while.
There are a lot of children who come to kindergarten and they hold up with their fist. They don't know how to grip a pencil. They don't know where to put their fingers. So teaching that, doing the thumb exercises that Wendy teaches, has really helped build the muscles in their hand.
It's very fun, and it exercises your fingers.
This is going to be something for Valentine's Day that you'll be able to give to your families, and maybe your families will want to put it on the wall.
To have a secure grip on the pencil so that they're able to control the pencil and be able to have control then of the letters and what they're writing and drawing. It doesn't happen overnight, but because of the practice, you know, it really has helped.
it makes you exercise your fingers.
But the important thing to make sure is that we are keeping our thumb on that crayon.
We spend usually at least 60 minutes on each lesson.
I was absolutely floored when Wendy said that the kids would sit down for 70 minutes and draw. I was like, yeah, right, they're 5. And my kids, they do.
The first lesson, I think it must have went at least 70 minutes, 75 minutes, because we were so into it. They sat so quiet and drew the whole time, and were so excited of their pictures when they were done. It was amazing.
In addition to that, I feel it's those students who might have behavior issues or that they don't have the stamina to sit there. Those kids for me were the most surprising because they sit there and they're drawing and they're engaged and they do the best that they can. And I think that's really important and empowering for them.
They're seated at their desks, they have their own supplies, they draw in private, it's not graded, I don't go around and look at it, I'm not right on top of the children as they're doing it, I'm way up in the front of the room as they draw. So they're the only ones judging their work.
In so many other parts of our day, children are compared to a norm. Our belief is that children should develop at their own pace. So Project 64 allows for that to happen.
And looking at their work from the beginning to the end, just seeing their progress, and then for them to look at it and say, wow, look, I'm an artist, I'm an illustrator.
The German Shepherd.
The kids are learning step by step on how to draw pictures and how to add details with different colors. They're learning how to shade with all different variety of colors and really paying attention to the colors in their drawing.
When they learn to draw things, the step-by-step method, it gives them the confidence to know that, hey, I did that, and it looks like something.
I have to color the rocket boosters first. I don't know if you already colored.
At first, I wasn't quite sure if this is exactly what our students needed. I'm a building principal who really looks at how we spend our time with instruction, and I didn't know exactly, can we afford to cut out 45, 50 minutes a week for a drawing class? And after looking into it a little bit more and studying it a little bit more, I realized that Project 64 is really the stepping stone into writing.
Remember our story about there was a man, so I'm going to make my man, and there were bees all over him, coming around all over him. There are the bees. So he jumped in a lake, and behind the lake was a mountain, and in front of the mountains were 2 hills. And there's your dog's face.
The forum of Project 64 lends to creative discussion and storytelling, which I have seen a transfer through students into their writing as well.
It is transferring into their writing. And in kindergarten, they come to you and all they can do is tell a story. So we're kind of nurturing that and then leading into this drawing piece.
First, you need to be able to tell a story, and then you need to be able to draw it. And if you can draw it, then that will lead itself into writing about the story.
The kids that can draw better have a better time in writing because we start with drawing, we start with oral language and then go into drawing for our stories that we write.
So if your drawing isn't detailed, then the story that comes along won't be as detailed either.
I think they're more creative. They're adding more details into their picture, which then makes more detail into their writing.
For them to feel so confident right off the bat and to draw a picture where I can tell exactly what everything is in the picture, and to hear them say it orally, I was like, wow, that's amazing.
After we've learned some of the basic drawings, then I will, as Wendy suggests, give little books that are stapled together and tell the boys and girls that they can be an author like Wendy.
I spy a mouse. I spy a pencil. I spy a rocket. I spy grapes. I like Project 64 and I wanted to draw I spy A book of Project 64 things. I spy a cat.
In second grade, a lot of kids have wonderful ideas, but somewhere the process of getting those ideas out of their head onto paper was stuck because of the physical process of handwriting.
He had so many great ideas, but it was so painful for him to get it down on paper unless he was on the computer.
He is a child who never wanted to draw. He had no interest in coloring, and thought all kids did, until they started the 64 program, and now he is constantly looking for paper.
We're going to start with the shape that you already know, which is that flying potato. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make his neck, and then I'm going to make his big long snout, and then I think I'm going to make my dragon really ferocious, so I'm going to give him some teeth, bitey teeth.
Well, Project 64 really helped me through drawing. It's helped me with my printing and blending colors, making him more like stand out. I think I draw better pictures now. I did a really nice drawing.
So here's the regular yellow crayon. You have two that look alike, dandelion and yellow, but I'm just going to start with regular yellow. And I'm going to do a tornado starting in his mouth. That's going to be the darkest part.
I think it builds a confidence. I think that once, they start with something that they start loving, and I'm even seeing them being able to start writing.
Instead of just sitting down doing handwriting, just writing a letter over and over and over again, which is really boring to a child. That's not what they want to do. This sparks their creativity and has them refining those skills that they're going to need in a more fun and expressive way.
He was never a very detailed person when it comes to writing. He would be very short in the sentences, and he's becoming more detailed in his sentences. And I think that's because he translates that to the pictures themselves.
I'm seeing greater details. I am seeing, instead of just a tiger, I am seeing a tiger, a dandelion, and a scarlet tiger.
One of my little kids came up and said, I used to think this was army green, and I didn't realize it was asparagus.
It has been a wonderful tool. I think that this concept should be implemented in a lot of other schools. The confidence that they have when they're drawing it's great.
Remember, coloring once, coloring twice, vacuum the edge.
A lot of times with students, especially in the primary grades, it's difficult to get them to participate because they're afraid of making mistakes.
I'm going to look at your first new color today, goldenrod.
Now they want to draw. They want to experiment with the colors, experiment with shading, blend some of the colors together, which they didn't do before.
They're not afraid to take chances. They're not afraid to make mistakes. They really enjoy it, and they're learning while they're doing it.
Imagine what they're learning. They're learning about color, expression, following directions, the vocabulary that comes with it.
Simple words like over, under, behind, next to, in front of, moving along, all those words that really facilitate understanding, that really helps in the drawing also.
It's like a vocabulary, an art vocabulary that they're able to start with as their base and build off that when they start creating stories.
I'm just pushing medium with my pencil. I'm not pushing hard, and I'm not being soft. I'm just kind of being medium with my pencil.
I think it's for all students, and I think they don't need more drilling. they need more experiences like this one that allow them to create and to express themselves.
We tend to drill, and then we get the children that are bored, disengaged. The nature of this project is high engagement.
Oh, I like that color. That is my blue azul.
I think they start to see themselves differently. The confidence that it builds, because you know what they draw is incredible.
This beautiful picture they do in Project 64, and I asked him about this picture, the first one. He's like, "What is that?" And he told me, "That's a dragon warming up a mouse because it's so cold."
We go to gym once a week. That's about it. They don't have any other outlets like maybe they used to have in years past because of budget cuts. But right now they do. They have Project 64 and they look forward to that.
We know that we will not lift children from poverty if we do not afford the children the same opportunities through art, music, organized sports that we have in the suburbs.
The students enjoy it, the teachers enjoy it, and I believe it is a valuable learning experience for all of us. I can't wait to lead it next year with my class.